all geared up. Hello.
The Adeptus. Arts are most miraculous. But
This realm is If you ever... This realm is true. If you ever have...
Mathematics is the foundation of all things. If you're interested, I can teach you some arithmetic. First, hold out both your hands. We'll start with the 10 fingers. The Adeptus arts are most miraculous, but
And just like that, we're in Snesh. Remember back in Nasha Town? How all our friends came to see us off before we... The days... Guess this'll be the end of... Snesh... Good... Whenever... Yeah... Anyway, enough about us. Just think. We've fought dragons and sea monsters with all that experience under our belts. Yeah, sure thing. Now, stick close to Paimon, the best... What about me? Whoa! Columbina? You kind of snuck up on us there. Don't look at Paimon! Paimon didn't Oh, so it was you! Alright, guess it... All your friends have gathered at the flagship to see you off. I invited Sandrone, too. But she said she had to go back to Snesh. She had some nasty things to say about you before she hasn't changed it. If they're heading to Snezhnaya, I'll bet it's to cause trouble for Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Attending... Also, please tell them not to count on getting help from a Fatui heart. Our time working together was... not terrible, precisely. But we're on different sides. So when you get there... Well, that definitely sounds on brand for her. The attitude, No, you've misunderstood. I think she means that she'd like you to go see... As long as you don't make things difficult for both of... You really have to... Go on. Get to the flagship. Everyone should be there by now. Today, I want to return... It's definitely nice to be treated, but... The... after the ones in Notcry. You know, just minus the effects of Kuvaki. That's a sure sign that we're officially in Seshnaya now. What's wrong? Come on, let's go! There's gotta be a treasure chest around here somewhere. No adventure is complete without a chest or two. Paimon got a mouthful of snow. It's so cold. Paimon's gonna snuggle up to you for a bit to get warm. there? Phew. Let's get out of this storm.
What is this place? Where's Paimon? I need to find her. Fast! Paimon? Paimon! That's strange. Where could she be? I guess I'll try further ahead. Hang in there, Paimon. Hip! Hip! Is that a train carriage? Maybe I can get up from the inside. Hip! Is this an answer from this world? It says here, Krasnik's torch, civilian model. It's definitely getting a little warmer now it's turned on. I really hope Paimon's okay. A reward on the road. What was that strange sound? I can't tell if... Paimon? Paimon, is that you?
Incoming entity. Hello, Descender, who's reached the eve of tomorrow. Eye of Grey at your service. Time since last activation. Time measurement unavailable due to the influence of... To this end, I must... Huh? Why is my body like this? Apologies. Anyway, I was created so that humanity could reach tomorrow. But nevertheless, serving humanity remains my primary objective. I have detected a drop in accordance with my preset programming upon reactivation. I must ask, will you accept me, Transcender? I will assist you. I understand your position. However, before I was activated, you called out a name. If you agree to accept me, after helping you to answer your question, yes. You have made a Now that we have reached an accord, you will be very well. I will remember this name until the mission is complete. I need to recover my body. I can sense my power scattered across this ice-covered land. The key right now is you. You may now execute the command, Demolish. Use it to remove the Prime Ice blocking the path. Prime Ice unit count has been updated. now execute the command build. Use it to create a prime ice construct to prop up the door.
Is this an answer from this world?
Scanning local environment. Exit has been sealed off with ice. That would not be an efficient approach. One moment. You can use this to clear the solid ice ahead of you more quickly.
I'll keep this close.
Construct blueprint added to records. You may now execute the command, build heat source. Generate a temporary heat source to rapidly melt the solid ice.
Is this an answer?
My scan indicates the path is straight ahead. I recommend we proceed. Kresnik the recent unfortunately. That said, I have... Yes. Perhaps then, we can warm ourselves by the fireside. But for now, all... Low power. Please use Kresnik Crystal to replenish energy reserves. Signs of physiological activity detected in the distance. It is highly likely to be your travel companion, Paimon. Go. Go now. Be reunited and sing together. May all the people be united as one. May all of life rejoice in unison. Approaching the target location. Scanning for signs of life. Life forms detected. 2. Affirmative. Real-time environmental data suggest...
Paimon!
Don't worry. You must be the Traveler. She called newcomers to Snezhnaya struggle to adapt to the sheer cold at the best of times. Lately, even the locals are suffering with a powerful monster. You two must be very...
Your eyes.
There are indeed some Conrians left in... It would be unwise to interrogate my identity here. We will meet again.
The unidentified subject has now left the area. He appears to be an individual of great significance, but my search has yielded no relevant data. I will try searching against the odds. Your companion is safe and sound. The other person even left a
It's okay. Take it easy.
Wait. Where did the Yep. The director of the Fatui. The Jester.
The Jester must know. Well, he was right about one thing.
He had no intention of explaining his motives.
Hey! What the? Who is that? It looks like half a pair of goggles.
Snezhnaya was once the land of the Fae. There are many ancient creations here that I'm sure would broaden your mind further still. Mind you, my database is also expanding as we speak. You...
Oh, wow! Well, thank you so much. You've earned yourself...
Goodwill detected. Instead of candy, perhaps I can suggest...
Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, back to the Jester for a sec. When he first showed up, he already knew Paimon's name. Paimon could tell that he was Conrian from his eyes. And it was only later, after he rescued Paimon from the snow, that he properly introduced himself. That's the only seems unlikely. He ran into the snow following the sound of Paimon's voice with a really anxious... And after bringing Paimon here, he just stared out at the snow. Paimon didn't feel unsafe around him, and he doesn't seem to have any ulterior motives.
Please allow me to interrupt. Fatui and Director...
Wait, you've... seriously?
Understood. Since they hold elite positions and serve their god directly, it stands to reason that they would conduct themselves with due decorum. I am inclined to agree with your assessment, Miss Paimon. I did not detect any ill will from the gentleman in...
Sorry, I shouldn't have encouraged. Paimon, new plan. The jester mentioned that this snowstorm being the work of a monster is worse than most. Even if...
Oh, well, we were really psyched up for this journey when we first set off. Just think of all the burning questions we have. If we turn back now...
Further information is required regarding the monster situation. At this point, we have traveled a significant distance into the blizzard. Were we to turn back now, the road would be extremely treacherous. If, however, we can... Do you remember what I said as we neared this location? I told you that this is a train station. While it has... We can break through the blizzard and forge ahead by driving... There is a small town up ahead, which would be the perfect place for Miss Paimon to rest and
Paimon thinks Goggles here makes a great... Oh, come on. Don't worry.
Affirmative. Should you ever need my assistance during your future adventures, please call. Otherwise, I will remain...
Is this an answer from this world?
Please confirm when you are ready to depart. Heading north from here, we will soon arrive at... Wait, there's an error. Brace for impact, friend! How strange. Not only was the station's status different from my records...
Yeah.
My sincere apologies for putting you in danger. I'm afraid I'm as confused... Agreed. This is... Fortunately, our crash landing has at least brought us much closer to...
Your data had better...
I can assure you, it certainly is. It seems our ill-fated train ride was a blessing in disguise. Rest assured that I will take user preferences into account next...
Excuse me? Is there an inn nearby?
I'm sorry, but they've all closed.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. We're looking for a place to stay.
I can't even afford to warm my own house, let alone run a business.
Excuse us. Is there anywhere we can stay around these parts?
I'm afraid not. You'll have to try your luck somewhere else. All we can do is wait for the next shipment of Kresnik Crystal to get here.
Hi there.
Doubt it. They're probably all closed. No. I clocked you a while back. You adventurers or something?
Why is that? Because of...
In part. But the bigger reason's Project Stuja. Since it's Her Majesty's will, we have to put up with it whether we like it or not. Oh, sorry. Even if they used all the surplus Kresnik Crystal. So, the Vetja passed a resolution requiring all factories and households to reduce their energy consumption. The policy has thus been charmingly named Project Stuja, meaning bitter cold.
Bitter cold? So, like, it's gonna be...
Pretty much. When you're broke, you scrimp and save. When it's cold, you huddle together for warmth. Trouble is, if you stretch someone out like an elastic band for too long, who knows if they can ever bounce back.
Can you please explain to me why the price of Kresnik Crystal has gone up by 1/3 again? You only come here twice a month.
The supply and pricing of Kresnik Crystal are based on current production volumes, and we Fatui are only responsible for delivery and security. I'm not in a position to explain to you how the figures are calculated. But I assure...
Oh, so our lives mean nothing to you? How can you expect anyone to survive a single night?
Since you insist on making me repeat myself every single visit, I will remind you again. There is no monopoly on the trade of...
What market? Nobody else is selling! And when they do, they charge 8 times...
Which is why the Snezhnegrad Veche passed a resolution to support border communities. Without which, you wouldn't... So if you're here just to argue, move aside and let the next person...
You...
All right, everyone, let's calm down for a second. A few words, if I may. We're all subjects of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, and I'm sure we all know how cold it is. And the more it snows, the harder life...
But Liaison Shishkin, there's clearly something wrong with this quota. I have a family in Marepasak who tell me they can buy at least double our crystal allotment.
Oh, believe you me, I had the same reaction when I first saw the numbers. Couldn't believe what I was reading. I even wrote a letter to confirm the true figures, but still, you must understand that calculating these energy quotas is a complicated balancing act. They have to factor in our top priority must be to keep the largest Kresnik's torch burning continuously. Only then can we sell the remaining crystal for household use, and in doing so, we must make sure that everyone, as our Fatui comrades said, they are only responsible for delivering the goods. They need to keep accurate records, and they do not have any authority to modify the rates or quotas.
That's right. Our duty...
Tell you what, listen. I know how anxious and upset everyone. What we can do is open the lower combustion chamber of the Kresnik's torch to the public. You can come to me I can't guarantee there'll be ample energy for household use. We can at least make sure you'll be able to boil water and cook food each day. Let's hang in there and make this work.
Fine. I don't...
So, this is Project Stuja in action, huh? Oh, no.
You were looking for an inn, right?
Oh, Paimon's not a fae. Just Paimon. She must have caught a cold or something.
I have a small place in Stratomaros. I don't stay there very... But if you're not picky, you're welcome to rest there for now. It's not much, but...
Are you sure?
All right, then.
Just what will be...
Take a break?
The whole world shares the bounty of the skies, the rain and clouds that grace the earth beneath. The moon was never meant to be a foreign realm.
Paimon only introduced herself so far, didn't she? This is Paimon's...
Good to meet you. Most travelers find the Snezhnayan climate to be a shock to the system at first. But as long as you keep yourself still, you should keep it...
Don't say that!
They aren't in town. I do a lot of hunting, so I spend most of my time exposed to the elements. But even the animals wouldn't survive long and nothing to do but sit tight in town until the weather improved. I get that you're in a hurry, but even if the station were What? Your own train? Wait. Oh.
We got lucky and
Pretty crazy for a random find in the mountains. Well, as long as your train's good to roll, you might... I've been doing some digging recently. Turns out, the real reason for the current energy crisis in Stratomeros is that some of the supply is... But to expose what's going on, I need to
Huh? Wait!
It's a figure of speech. Real rabbits couldn't pull this off. Shishkin. Mr. Positive Attitude, let's all get along.
Him? Really?
Huh? You're coming with?
Oh. Okay, alright. Guess there's no point pushing myself. Paimon will stay here and hold the fort then.
Oh yeah, there's one more introduction to do. Tagarin, get in here. He likes to think he's above that kind of thing. He's my hunting partner. Carrots aside, we'll need to stay completely undetected. We can't risk spooking our rabbit. First, we need to find a way into the train station and see if we can find any real freight data. Then, we get Tagarin to catch a scent. What are you eating?
Oh, check it out! Good doggy.
A fellow dog.
Yup. And rabbit lover.
Good to know. Eat up, Tagarin. We got a lot of work to do. Wait. Nice work, Tagarin. Come on, we'll go around. This way. We'll enter from the upper floor. There we go. A freight list. Straight from the Fatui. So Shishkin won't have had the chance to doctor the figures. Looks as new as the day it was printed. I guess no one bothers reading these unless they have ulterior motives. Yeah, this is all we need. Come on, Tugarin's a keen hunter, and anywhere there's a stove, there'll be the scent of Cristal. That's normal. But if he picks up the scent of Cristal somewhere and there's no stove around, that's how we know something's up. This must be the rabbit's warren. Sure enough, there's a tunnel.
Thanks for looking out for us.
No need to thank me. Let's grit our teeth until the blizzard passes.
Maybe for everyone else, Liaison Shishkin, but for...
Huh? Who are...
I just had a question for you. Why, when times are as tough as this, all the crates here are from the most recent shipment, but they weren't brought here for sale. Instead, they were secret. Would you be able to shed any light?
Me? Why, I have no idea. But
this godsend was found in a cellar adjacent to your residence following a tip from Mr. Alosha. And this is only a fraction of what we found down there. We're still taking a full inventory. I've always been grateful for your efforts to mediate between us and the townspeople of Sretomaros. But now, Mr. Shishkin, it appears you were the source of the conflict all along.
How could you do?
We trusted you to have our backs.
Hey, I owe you all an apology. This isn't who I am. We all know how difficult life has been. I grew up in Alatir, a small village with no train station. Deliveries of Kresnik Cristal have ceased there entirely. You know as well as I do how downright impossible. I watched as energy grew scarcer. Looks like I'm just not cut out to be a criminal. I have the official Snezhnayan quotas here. Anyone who has already purchased, I'll make a batch purchase of Cristal worth 3 months' salary for you all to use free of charge.
You don't have to...
Yeah, owning up to your mistake is enough for me.
Drop the act. You claim this was a one-time mistake, but the real reason there's...
Reporting in, sir. We've conducted a full search of the mayor's house. As expected, we found many crates full of Cristal. Half of...
This wasn't your first time at all. You've been colluding with the mayor of Stratomeros for a long time. The train station's currently out of service, but it does open for a short window every time there's an energy delivery. And every time a train pulls in, you're there on site to take inventory and oversee the mayor handpicks said workers. Per his instructions, they transport the Cristal by tunnel at night to the mayor's house, and he sells. But since he can't get the goods out of town by train, he had to arrange an alternative method of transportation. This meant slower.
Wait, the mayor.
Preposterous. What proof do you have of it?
Basic math. I've spent a lot of time lately counting carriages as the...
Counting carriages?
The energy consumed by a train depends on its total weight. And since energy is a limited resource right now, it's fair to assume that every... So, if we take the energy required for the Kresnik's torch, add the sales figures you provided, then compare that figure to the train's theoretical cargo, the numbers never match. It's always off by 1 or 2 carriages worth. This time, you...
You mean to tell me that you sat around...
I'm a hunter. I have 2...
Well, I've heard enough. The evidence speaks for itself. Take Shishkin and...
You...
Yeah, something felt off. So I just followed my gut. Math isn't my strong suit, though. I'm lucky my dad made me learn enough to get by, but... all this
Thank you for your assistance. Shishkin was quite the cunning criminal, as I'm sure you can tell. He did all of this right...
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Even with that sob story he fed us. He was probably trying to keep the mayor out of it, not just mask his own motives. Without the compelling case you put together, even I might... Alosha, was it? Tell me, are you really...
We can go find some wild animals if you want. I'll fire off...
I didn't mean to cast suspicion on your identity. It's just... well, they hide in plain sight under false identities. They aren't a violent organization, and their goal is to improve the lives of the common folk.
First I've heard of this. I don't really... All I know is, people who don't mind their own... As for me, I just couldn't stand Shishkin. I'm from Alatir myself, and I can tell you, nobody's lived there in years. Why would an abandoned village need Cristal? Of course, no one really cares about the fate of that place. I'm guessing today is the first you've heard of it.
I see. It does sound quite tragic. Really. Well, thanks again for your assistance, and your friend here too. I will report this incident to Snezhnegrad. The Fatui will take over energy distribution until new officials are appointed. We'll also ensure that the train station resumes normal service as soon as possible. Looks like it's my turn to
Don't mention it. Isn't the soldier overseeing the delivery supposed to verify the quantity of the goods? Was he just careless? Or was... Excuse me. I'll take a shit. I need to take a detour before we head back. There's someone I have to deliver this Cristal to.
Mathematics is the foundation of all things. If you're interested, I can teach you some arithmetic. First, hold out both your hands. We'll start with the 10 fingers.
Hang tight for a moment. This old...
Oh, grandson. It's so cold to...
Ma'am?
Alosha?
You know me. I came by earlier today. Cleaned the ashes out of your stove. Gave you some warmer bedding.
I'm sorry. Now, how often do I get to see my grandson? Come on, take a...
It's okay. You just rest. I'm fine.
Oh, you. It's nice to come and visit your old granny once in a while, isn't it? Sit down. Come on, take a seat. I still have some fruit left. Let me get it for you.
Please, don't get up on my...
Right under the basket by the door. Or maybe it was on the bedside cabinet. Well, grandson,
Very much, ma'am.
Good.
You don't need to save any more for me next time, all right? Fresh fruit is hard to come by at the moment. You should...
Oh, I don't need it. I'm fine.
Some kind soul must have given these to her. But she always saves the nicer things. I met her at the market back before her health began declining. Not many people have heard of Alatir. And if they have, it's usually for all the... Now that it's an abandoned village, it's rare to find anyone who shares fond memories of our hometown. So after we got talking and realized... I first learned of Stratomoros's energy supply problems from a passing comment in one of her letters. Then, after her health went downhill, the town's been in decline for a while now. But because of her memory problems, she thinks of it as the bustling, prosperous Stratomoros, still in its heyday. That said, I kinda appreciate her It's fine. Everyone grows old. In Snezhnaya, some people believe that in your final, you turn to look at them, but their face is blurry. So you focus. The Grim Reaper reaches. She still calls me grandson, though. So at least I'm not a blurry face. Come on, let's get back.
Paimon, we're back. Are you feeling any better?
Yep. Paimon's not cold anymore. But she's still a little... but Paimon's sure she'll be fine.
Her complexion's looking much better.
Sure. But enough about that.
I'll explain.
Jeez. You guys got pretty busy. Sounds like the liaison officer and the mayor were running quite an operation. Huh. So, you said the trains...
Yeah. Well, enough to survive. Don't know. The goal of Project Stooge... The thing is, we were told that the project would only...
Extending it?
That's what everyone suspects. In principle, any proposed extension needs to pass by majority. But even though opposition has been growing, any detractors end up caving into political pressure from the... He's the chair of the Snezhnograd Veche and a key figure in...
How come the Fatui are picking on ordinary...
I don't see it like that. Fundamentally, the Fatui will... But that doesn't mean they don't care about the plight of the common folk. The only reason Sir Tomoro still receives Crystal shipments is because of a relief proposal put forward. Then there's the Fatui soldiers providing support in every corner of the nation. Even the Northland Bank provided some mora for disaster relief, and they're as conservative and It's just that the rich and powerful in their fancy palaces live in a completely different world from us. There's always gonna be some Yeah, well, even though we all believe in Her Majesty that regular folk don't have an easy way of getting their voices heard in Snezhnograd, while the rich and powerful are either unwilling or afraid to speak out for all sorts of... The Rokad provides the Of course, an organization like that exists in a gray area. The moment the Veche think they've... But so far, they've been doing their best to help the common folk. Like us, don't you mean? You didn't hesitate to join in.
That's because we're adventurers. It's our job to help you...
Sounds like we're going to get along. So, what's your business in Snezhnograd? Aside from taking your friend to see a doctor.
I want to meet the Tsaritsa. It's... complicated. I've had run-ins with many of the Her ultimate goal...
Wait, so...
Sounds like you've heard of us then.
I didn't realize I was in the Honestly, we're all as curious as you are about what the Tsaritsa's planning, but getting in the same room as her won't be easy. The common folk aren't permitted to meet her at the best of times, and right now, she's probably not even in Snezhnograd. Yeah, so you've heard of it. It also absorbs everything around it into its body, so it's growing constantly. Now, it's so big that, luckily, as it grew, it became increasingly less mobile. I'm sure that Tsaritsa and her personal guard, the Druzhna, won't have any trouble defeating the creature. Suffice to say, you won't be seeing her anytime soon. You'll have to wait until she gets back. Fair. Well, the Fatui will be taking over management of the train station for the time. Once it's open, we can see about...
Whoa! That's gotta take...
The Fatui aren't exactly spotless in this whole mess. Plus, we helped them out. Should be easy enough to negotiate. As far as I know, all the paperwork is dealt with upon manufacture. Having a train makes everything much easier. We'll reach Snezhnograd in no time. I know a good doctor in the city.
Oh, thanks so much.
Drive carefully, all right? Also, I don't think I've seen it. Not a fan of small... All the track switching is automated. So, as long as the trains... We'll leave you to examine the train's conditions yourselves. Fingers crossed nothing's broken. I doubt Sir Tomoro's has any engineers with
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks.
All right then. Have a safe journey.
Looks like our destination settings have been applied. Let's give this thing a final once-over.
Affirmative. Run.
What's this?
Engine green. Diagnostics complete.
Neat! Huh. Paimon's still...
I've lived in Snezhnaya my whole life.
Strictly speaking, I wasn't designed purely to drive trains. Though I doubt you have any interest in navigating the... All configurations are complete.
Away we go! Nope. Huh? What's going on?
Oh no.
What is this place? Traveler, are you okay? Paimon's still airborne.
Just our luck. Of all the things.
Halosha, you're Snezhnayan, right?
It's called the Shadow Realm. A place where no wind blows, no light shines, and no elemental energy. I've only seen it a few times before, and this is my first time inside. It's a and the few who do make it back, they're never...
Huh? Then... Oh, maybe Goggles knows something. Goggles? Great!
Hold it together. Let's not get ahead of our... Come on.
Look at these Fatui. It's like they've lost their minds.
Their shadows have been devoured. They're no longer amongst the living.
Go now!
I can't channel elemental energy here, but I have a few gadgets that still work.
Wait! What?
Guess we'd better find a way over.
Ready to draw blood.
This is the last one.
What do we do next?
Play it by ear.
Hello.
For now, at least.
Correct. We are now inside what is known as the Shadow Realm. The darkest space. Time and space hold no meaning here. It intersects with the world of the Light Realm only rarely. Like, we must leave this place.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Yes. In fact, it appears that key data... I have marked the exit to the Shadow Realm for your convenience. In addition, I have prepared some equipment. It may well be one of... Activation code? We once peered into the past from the ruins of the Shadow.
Whoa!
Now go.
Is this?
In the Shadow Realm, where humans cannot channel the elements, there once was one who... Let's go. When you encounter small obstacles, you can simply clamber over them. You can slide to navigate through low, narrow tunnels. obstruction ahead. You may be able to use the explosives nearby. Since elemental energy is unavailable in the Shadow Realm, ammunition is an important... For long-range targets, try using the scope to line up your shot. Many hostile... I suggest a...
The advantage now! Charge!
More enemies detected. Try attacking with the newly unlocked Assault function.
Where's the... It's over.
Switch mode! Light him up!
Where's the... It's over.
Aim at the freeze mark and pull the trigger to move using the rope.
Can't take much more. Where's the back?
Nice. Mind the rhythm.
Some supply points can restore a small amount of stamina. Press on.
Switch mode!
You should be able to use the Prime Ice construct left here to cover long distances. I recommend using this grappling gun. If you detach the connected hook, the grappling gun...
Charge! Light him up! Reload!
explosive! Where's the...
Sprint at the prime ice launcher to reach high places with ease.
Over.
Usable munitions detected. Frag crystal.
Fall back.
Time to catch my breath.
Where's the...
Try this! Need a refill. Charge!
Shift your center of gravity and slide down.
How much longer is... It's gonna take...
The exit is right ahead. We are very close now. However...
It's like they're trying to keep us trapped here. That platform and the carriages are swarming with undead Fatui. Guess we gotta storm through.
Switch mode. Mind the rhythm. Mind the rhythm. Gotta recharge. Charge. Need a refill. Light him up. Time to catch my breath.
You may find switching to assault mode makes your attacks more effective.
Reload. Need a refill. Time to catch my breath.
Come on! We're almost there! Huh?
Looks like the Shadow Realm is about to sink.
The exit?
You mean this...
No time to think. We just gotta go for it. Looks like I was... can't believe the Shadow Realm manifested right on the railroad track. Lucky we made it out. All thanks to you and that awesome gun.
Yeah, he came up a whole bunch in Nokrai. You're a pretty neat surprise in that sense, aren't you, Goggles?
Make no mistake, it was a team effort. For a first-time firearm user, your as Alosha said, it is highly unusual for the Shadow Realm to manifest in a place like this.
Let's hope not.
The Shadow Realm can appear anywhere, not just on the railroad. Now, if you wish to further calibrate and upgrade, please take a moment to catch your breath while I repair the body of the train.
Oh, thanks, Goggles. You're a trusty train conductor.
Yes, of course. And just like the Eye of Grey, I am sure it will be a great asset to you in your future adventures. If not the trustiest, then it will at least get the job done.
Let's get some fresh air while the Eye of Grey fixes the train.
Yeah, sure. Paimon wants to forget all about the Shadow Realm. It was so creepy in there. It's so quiet here for a train station. Not a person in sight. Just Huh? So much for repair? You've swapped our train out for a whole—
My plan was to restore the train to its original appearance per my records as quickly as possible. Now that the repairs are complete, according to my calculations, perimeterization is the most effective way for the Eye of Grey to understand train.
Hyperborea, huh? You might want to avoid looking down if you're afraid of heights.
No, it's not that. Paimon's just praying that we don't have yet another accident. That mountain is breathtaking. Reminds Paimon of Dragonspine.
They say this mountain's the domain of a Snegovik lord. A lot of the Snegovik retreated there to live in seclusion, so it's a pretty mysterious place. You hear all kinds of stories. Even the residents of the nearby town of Svietlo-Lidovka steer clear of the summit, and they make a living off of harvesting prime ice. Look.
The Adeptus arts are most miraculous. But unless one first cultivates the mind before cultivating these arts, all their feats will be like the moon's reflection on water, shattering at the slightest touch.
Here we are. Welcome.
Wow! It's so majestic!
It's built for maximum. In the future, you can use this train station to travel anywhere you want in Snezhnaya. This way. There's a lift car that goes...
Tell me
looking heads! And those ones are about the same height as Paimon! But it looks like they can't fly!
Those would be Volkudlak and Domovoy. You'll also see the winged Vila and the snowborn Snegovic amongst others.
No wonder! We'd heard that Snezhnaya used to be the realm of the Fae. Paimon can really see it now.
At least it's not as cold as...
To the left is the Market of Zolny. They sell everything there. You can often find some nifty little trinkets. To the right, you'll see the Korolyevsky Theater in the distance.
Look at that! Incredible!
I found it pretty stunning when I first came here. I'm just a small-time hunter, so Zolny is where I spend most of my time. This way will take us to Podvorier Restaurant. They offer food and lodging there, so you can get settled in while I fetch the doctor.
Is that gonna be stunningly
Yeah. I mean, there are places. Most of the stoves are out of crystal, the windows are drafty, and at night, four-legged roommates come out to play, sharpening their claws on the roof beams.
Yep, no way! Not a chance Paimon's staying anywhere like that! Maybe we can split the cost of the room between... Fine then. It's your treat. Don't worry.
I'm glad to see if you find yourselves in the mood for some sightseeing later, there's a few places around here. This way leads to Zapoliarny Palace, which serves the adjacent block as kind of a city in its own. Inside, there's a munitions factory, producing a constant supply of all kinds of equipment for the Fatui. A lot of important research happens. And over there is the Snezhnegrad Vecha, where all the big shots meet. These places are best admired.
Yeah,
The downtown area is near the center of Zapolia. Another place of interest is... Oh, and I'm sure you'll want to make contact.
Ooh, speaking of adventuring, we use alchemy quite...
No one practices alchemy.
Oh. We'll just have to use the one on the train then. Kinda inconvenient. Wait, how come there's one on the train if that...
Yeah, I don't know. Not my area of expertise. Anyway... Finally, that's about it.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Podvorier Restaurant is right...
Mathematics is the foundation of all things. If you're interested, I can teach you some arithmetic. First, hold out both your hands. We'll start with the 10 fingers.
Wait a moment. You look as though you've run into trouble.
Naturally.
Wait a moment. You look as though you've run into trouble.
The whole world shares the bounty of the skies, the rain and clouds that grace the earth beneath. The moon was never meant to be a foreign realm.
Wait a moment. You look as though you've run into trouble.
You all missed the good times.
The Adeptus arts are most miraculous, but unless one first cultivates the mind before cultivating these arts, all their feats will be like the moon's reflection on water, shattering at the slightest touch.
You all missed the good times. miss the good times.
Mathematics is the foundation of all things. If you're interested, I can teach you some arithmetic. First, hold out both your hands. We'll start with the 10 fingers.
Looks like you get what you pay for, huh? Paimon likes this room a lot. Yeah, much better now that if this were anywhere else, we'd be out investigating and adventuring by now. You're right. No need to push. A lot happened on our way into the city. Obviously, a million more a question is. Sure was. And so far, we've learned that in addition to this, but we won't get to see her anytime. It must be a pretty powerful one if it can, to be honest. But Paimon can't think of a few people. Right. So, it's up. Yeah, there's gotta be someone there willing to talk to us, right? Maybe Arlecchino or Centrone? But it's unlikely. Yeah, the last time was all the way.
Hello. Is there a traveler?
That's Alosha.
Hello, I'm Dr. Luneva. Alosha mentioned that one of you is feeling a little under. I see. So you're my patient today, yep?
Good question. Paimon's not too sure either, but she's definitely not the.
Not exactly. It's just, I'm used to treating human patients. But don't worry, I do have some experience treating Fae. I've even diagnosed plenty of cats and dogs in my.
It'll be fine, right? We're no different when it comes down to it, are we? More like you don't eat enough. The more.
Okay, vital signs are good. Test results are all within normal ranges. I can give you some medicine to tide you over. But as long as you rest properly for the next couple of days, if you find yourself with a persistent low-grade fever.
Sounds like there's no cause for alarm.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're very welcome. Just doing my job. I'll leave you in peace now. Time to visit my next patients.
Take care. You heard the doctor. Best you rest up here for a couple days.
All right, then.
I have to get back to it. Hey, no big deal. You saved my life in the Shadow Realm.
All right. Time to find Childe and see what he can tell me.
There is no harm in claiming forsaken possessions.
Hold on. Please display your invitation letter or permit. Glupov does not accept meeting requests without a prior appointment. Might I ask who you're hoping to visit? Another one who thinks the rules don't apply to them. I don't understand. But I have to go through the motions for... Wait a moment. I'll pass on. Lord Child is a busy man. He's probably not in Glupov, even if you two are old friends as you claim. Please understand that the next time, stick to the rules. You'll make life... Greetings, Lady Marionette.
I'll take care of our guest here. It's her first time and I trust no choice words have been exchanged.
No, Lady Marionette. No. Whew. That was a close call. Good thing I played it cool.
Is that right? Good to know. Under the weather? That... I take it she's still adapting to the climate. Happens to a lot of people. It's even colder here than in Nodcry. Has she seen a doctor? I can get you one if you need. All right then. Well, let me know if you run into any other problems. Why else? I was just about to sit down for some much-needed tea time when I heard... And, as obnoxious as it may be to show up uninvited at Glupov, I couldn't help but take pity on the poor soul who was waiting outside in vain. So I had no choice but to Well, I felt our time working together in Nodcry warranted some courtesy. I couldn't exactly let you freeze to death out here in the wind. Unfortunately, I can't invite you inside either. The rules of Glupov wouldn't allow it, and on the plus side, Snezhnograd actually has some class. Unlike Nasha Town. Your treat, of course. Because I already wasted one perfectly good cup of tea today.
The whole world shares the bounty of the skies, the rain and clouds that grace the earth beneath. The moon was never meant to be a foreign realm.
I've ordered for the both of us. No objections, I assume. I'm sure you trust my tastes. Okay, let's get down to business. I'm guessing you don't actually have any urgent business with Tartaglia, per se. You wanna take a guess? Of course you'd say that. You shouldn't. That's right. I'm sure you've heard of the Snezhnograd Vetcha by now. Well, he's busy. They'll be discussing yet another extension to Project Stu. Yeah, he's more of the shoot. It all started with a very detailed letter that Capitano left. In that letter, he detailed the future arrangements for his subordinates. All of his key people were reassigned. I guess he'd already prepared to leave us for good all the way back then. But Piero didn't reveal the contents of the letter until the events in Natlan. That was his reaction, too. Why me? With the bewil, he'd always assumed Capitano looked down on him. He was a man who kept his thoughts to himself and barely spoke to him the whole time they'd known each other. But he occasionally brought Tartaglia along to my tea parties back in the day. So to the rest of us, it was clear that by the rest of us, I mean my tea party regulars, Arlecchino, Rosaline, and actually not Columbina. Anyway, then the Liyue situation happened. Normally, it took a lot to get under Capitano's skin, but that time he was furious. Basically, Tartaglia probably had the wrong idea about Capitano believed that despite Tartaglia's immaturity, he showed great potential. Yeah, it's one of the few things that I'd agree those two have in common. But there's one he knew that after he was gone, several of the others would swoop in on his army like... with the ones who stood to benefit the most being the rooster, Pulcinella, and Regrator, Pantalone. Once they divided Capitano's troops between them, they'd be more powerful than ever. So, you can see why Capitano chose to hand that letter to Piero, right? Exactly. Piero also needed to back a Harbinger as soon as possible. And even though Tartaglia has had the support of Northland Bank for a long time, I'd say Capitano made a good judgment call. Anyone else caught in this situation would probably feel like they'd been hung out to dry. His best course of action will be to distance himself from any shady business, while still maintaining friendly relations with Pantalone, but seeking Pulcinella's support at the same time. What's the point in having a tea party if you don't spill a little? Besides, none of this is confidential anyway. Ask any journalist out there. You'll see it firsthand if you ever sit in on a session of the Snezhnograd Vecha. All the factional strife, whether open or unspoken, it plays out for all to see in that one little room. Having a voice in the Vecha is the only way to steer policies in your favor. So, every Pantalone, for instance, represents the financial sector, and Tartaglia represents the Fatui soldiers. Personally, I have no interest in political jousting, but since I have a number of then there's Pulcinella, the linchpin of the Vecha. He represents politics, everything involves him, so nothing can bypass him. Any issue that comes up, he knows how to mediate.
I'm starting to see why everyone is so frustrated with the way things are, but also powerless. A complex web of interests connects all parties involved. And the Tsaritsa sitting at the top adds another layer of complexity.
All right, I'm done carrying this conversation. You must have known that you can get the info you needed from me. So why was Tartaglia the first person? Huh? Wait. Oh, I think I only meant you should be mindful of which side you're on. Is that actually why you didn't ask for me? Because you took that to heart? Fair enough. It's not your fault. I blame all these politicians I've been hanging around with lately. Always beating about the... I guess it must have rubbed off on... Anyway, just ask for my help next time, okay? Little things like this are no problem.
Lady Marionette.
What now? Can't you...
Sorry to disturb you during your break, ma'am.
Isn't it always? I've told you before.
The equipment in Svietlo-Laitovka is in urgent need of maintenance. The supports on one of the machines broke and fell, awakening a dormant beast and... Luckily, Odette's team was nearby and launched a rescue operation. But we're still...
I guess that's it then. Do you actually want to come with, or are you just saying... Nice of you to return the favor. I'll have a couple of people look after Paimon. They can let her know that you had to step out for a while. And honestly, I'd rather have your help than anyone else's. Then let's go. You, if anything happens to Paimon...
Yes, Lady Marionette.
Adeptus arts are most miraculous. But unless one first cultivates the mind before cultivating these arts, all their feats will be like the moon's reflection on water, shattering at the slightest touch. You should take it. It may prove useful. Do. You should take it. It may prove useful. There is no harm in claiming forsaken possessions. You should take it. It may prove useful. There is no harm in claiming forsaken possessions.
weren't exaggerating. This is really dangerous. It's a good thing only one of them broke. From what I've been told, most of the trapped miners are over. Yeah, you do that while I check the rest of the... Meet me back here as soon...
There is no harm in claiming forsaken possessions.
I have to be getting... Don't go any further. It's too dangerous here. There's a highly aggressive monster on the prowl. Ah, I see. You're the backup from Snezhnograd.
Ah,
So this is There are 5 people trapped in the cave. Monster type is unknown. Let's go. Every second... Careful. Something's moving. This must be the monster's shadow. Looks like a tough opponent. Walks like the snowflakes.
Stay back!
Together. Witness the snow swan's grace. Potted duck. I see them. They're right behind the monster. The monster seems very agitated. It could attack at any moment. Let's make the first move. Shadow me. Crystalline Adagio. Pirouette.
Oh, thank you for saving us. We'd have been...
Thank you.
You're welcome. You should be safe now.
Thank you.
I've searched the area. Pretty sure the monster... Yeah, but with us here, it may be small, but don't be fooled. It's lucky we got here. The trapped miners have been successfully evacuated.
Wait, this place...
What is that?
I don't know. It's back?
Guess it has family. This way. Run!
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Together. Witness the snow swan's grace.
Animo hypostasis emulation! Animo testing!
Crystalline Adagio. Harada. Let's begin.
A spot of tea time entertainment! Come on, keep up!
Got it! Sigara, set!
Stay clear! Enhanced animo module!
Witness the snow swan's grace. Pirouette. Shadow me.
Take a break. Ha! Let's test my hypothesis. How tiresome.
Doggy dog!
Animo hypostasis emulation!
Together. Crystalline Adagio.
Here, boy! Come on, keep up! Take a break? How tiresome.
Everyone's accounted for. We managed to rescue. You really held your own today. All right then. Hello?
I hear the rescue operation was what brings you here, Odette?
No, a Fatui mission. I happened to be nearby and heard the crash.
She hasn't introduced herself then. Odette is the If you ever hear people mention the two crowning jewels of the Korailievsky troupe, they're on top of that, Odette's also a rising Fatui star. It's looking likely she'll inherit the title. She learned all her combat skills from Rosaline herself. Used to be one of her most valued.
You flatter me, Lady Marion.
If she's Rosaline's protege, that makes me...
How's progress on your end?
Equally successful. I finished reinforcing all the equipment. Took me a little longer without Polonia's help. Even if the heavy snowfall summoned by that monster lasts for another 3 months straight, this Alright, now that we're done here, it's time to get out of this blizzard. Sure, but Snezhnograd will send someone to investigate and draw up a relief plan. And I guess I'll have to write the incident report First, Pantalone needs to approve the budget, then Pulcinella has to sign off on the plan. Once they've argued it, that's the rough process anyway. Could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, depending on how smoothly it goes. Yup, nothing we can do about it. There's a whole stack of incident reports like this.
The snow has eased a little for now, but there's no telling when that fuel for heating is in short supply. It just feels like there should be a better way.
Hey, quit daydreaming. When did you get a new sword?
I found it in a cave. It handles pretty nicely.
You have a strange affinity for secondhand swords.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Everybody, fall in!
Rev the engines! Nice and cool. Bring it! Try and stop me! Rev the engines! Bring it! Converge! Rally! Be cleansed! Smite the dust! Lofty wisdom will show us the way! Smite the dust!
Charge!
Divine light, shield them!
No drinks.